We're on?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, great. Welcome to the Academic B Finals, everybody. First of all, congratulations for making it here. My name is Kenny. I'll be your moderator. Keeping score, Connor, Noah, and Bradley. And bring it on. Yes. So this is the final round, which means we're doing 6, 5, 4, 3, -2, -1 scoring. Everybody here is familiar with that, correct? Okay, excellent. There will be 35 questions in this packet. The target score that you're looking for is 40. Is everybody ready to play?
S-U-H-A-N-U-A.
Okay.
Everyone can see that.
Yes.
Why are they all red? I want to read to. Everyone can see that. Also, why are the red? Everybody is like that.
Almost all.
We are the
It's the blues and greens section.
It's not for any.
Green,
Stop.
Yep, that's the one. Okay.
Everyone can see that, okay, right?
Yes, very good.
Excellent. Okay, good luck to all players. This is toss-up number 1. Toss-up 1. In four-dimensional theories, these particles are described as dyons with zero electric charge. Dirac strings would connect two of these particles, and grand unified theories claim these particles would not exist due to predicted topological defects. The fact that these particles do not exist implies...
Gravitons.
I'm sorry?
Gravitons.
That is incorrect. That would be a -2. The fact that these particles do not exist implies the fact that a certain field has zero divergence per Gauss's law for magnetism.
Monads.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. That will also be a -2. For
Magnetic molecules.
magnetic molecules is correct. That is 4 points. Toss-up number 2. This artist unsuccessfully experimented with found objects for the circus-themed exhibition, The Clown as the Center of His World. The Black Zag series by this artist used Formica, though this artist is more closely associated with the material used for the sculpture series Dream Houses. The best known work of this artist consists of 60 compartments made of prefabricated wooden boxes and is painted entirely black. For the points, identify this sculptor of large wall pieces such as Sky Cathedral. That is time. That is Luis Nevelson. Toss-up 3. Artifacts from a journey by this person have been discovered on Mogador Island near Essaouira. One paraplus attributed to this person includes a description of a mountain speculated to be Mount Cameroon, where this person discovered an island populated by a group of people dubbed the Gorilla Eye. This person, who led a journey from the Straits of Gibraltar to at least as far as Senegal, was
Hanover Navigator.
and I was correct for 4. Or I'm sorry, for 5. My apologies. Toss-up 4. These organelles function by creating osmotic pressure from moving calcium ions into the cytoplasm and filling the cell with water. These organelles can only vacuoles. Sorry, that's incorrect. That's -2. These organelles can only be activated once, at which point they release a small bar lined with neurotoxins. The activation of these organelles is coordinated by neurons and battery cells in hydrozoans, such as the Portuguese manivore, and immunity to these organelles evolved in clownfish. For the points, name these stinging organelles found within Cnidarian cnidocyte cells. That is time. These are nematocysts. Toss-up 5. This author's admiration for Friedrich Nietzsche likely influenced the mention of an abyss of darkness in a set of spiritual exercises titled The Saviors of God. This author wrote 2 children's novels, Alexander the Great and At the Palaces of Knossos. This author imagined Mary Magdalene as the wife. Answer please. Incorrect. That's going to be a -2. Imagine Mary Magdalene is the wife of the title character of one work, and another title character created by this author seeks to open an abandoned lignite mine. That is for 5. Toss-up 6. The Shark Island concentration camp was built during this event, many victims of which fled to Bechuanaland. Heinrich Wittboy. Sorry, that's incorrect, and that's -2. Heinrich Wittboy and a paramount chief rebelled against the colonial power that perpetrated this event under the rule of Lothar von Trotha. This event is often considered the first genocide of the 20th century, and this event was carried out by imperial soldiers called Schutztruppe. For the points, name this 1904 that is correct. That is 4 points. After 6, we're going to do a score check. Make sure everybody's on the same page.
We have Arjuna at -4, Alini at 0, Padre at -1, Brady at 0, Auden at 9, Satanva at 4.
Everybody's good? Everybody agrees?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, ready? Toss of 7. In the essay, Where Am I?, this thinker discussed the problem of identity with a version of the brain in a vat thought experiment. That essay was included in this thinker's multidisciplinary book, Brainstorms. In another book, this thinker proposed the multiple drafts model of the title concept, and this thinker referred to evolution by natural selection as a universal acid that would eventually affect all fields. For the points, identify this recently deceased philosopher who wrote Consciousness Explained and Darwin's is correct for 4. Toss of 8. One novel title for this substance ends as a character with 3 moles on his side. Answer, please.
Fire.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. That'll be a -2. On his side tells the protagonist that he will see him again before dying. That novel title for this substance is the first of the Sea of Fertility. Answer, please.
Snow.
6.
Yes.
Toss of 9. After the death of Etienne du Castel, this author became a protege of Queen Isabeau of Bavaria. This author's work, Le Dite de la Rose, was written in response to a popular misogynistic romance poem of the day. This author created an imaginary location built by and for women in the 1405 work, The Book of the City of Ladies. For the points, named as medieval Italian-French poet and court writer for King Charles VI of France, perhaps the first woman to write professionally. That is time. This is Christine de Pizan. Toss of 10. An intruder stage can arise when using this technique, and an expansion of the time evolution operator in the interaction picture via this technique creates the Dyson series. In this technique, an initial time-independent value adds the quantity lambda times a Hermitian operator, and, in one context, this technique considers a zeroth order equation arising from an expansion of the Schrödinger equation. For the points, identify this technique that continuously corrects an approximate solution, such as by adding terms to find the Hamiltonian. That is time. That is perturbation. Toss of 11. The NBC Opera Theater presented an opera by this composer centering on Sam and Dinah, entitled for the fictional film Trouble in Tahiti. In an operetta by this composer, a character sings we're neither pure nor wise nor good in the aria In Our Garden Grow. Answer, please. I'm sorry? That is 5 points. Toss of 12. Frederick Law Olmsted was the first executive secretary of this organization, which was modeled on a similarly named British organization from the Crimean War. Supporters of this organization, which was private, sorry, that's incorrect, that would be a -2. Of this organization, which was private but also established by federal law, launched namesake fairs to raise funds, and members of this organization included Louisa May Alcott and Dorothea Dix. For the points, name this organization which provided medical assistance to sick and wounded Union soldiers during the U.S. Civil War. That is time. That's the United States Sanitary Commission. Toss of 13, we'll do a score check after 15. By studying a thin film of this compound, HB Labs announced experimental evidence for the memristor. Photocatalytic properties of this compound are the subject of the Honda-Fukushima effect. Materials with a high content of this compound can be created from ilmenite in the Becker process, and the production of pure forms of this compound is the goal of the chloride process. For the points, identify this mineral with a high refractive index that occurs most commonly and in its most stable form as rutile. I'll take it. Sorry, that is incorrect. That'll be a -1. That is time. It's titanium dioxide. I'm sorry. Toss-up 14. In one work, this poet instructs the ignorant Perseus on how to run a farm and recounts the gold, silver, bronze, and iron ages of 6. 15, after which we will have a score check. Pope Pius XV considered banning cardinals from playing this game because of its popularity, and Plinio Desinore criticized this game for being cut off from the world. The Magister Lucius.
Class meeting?
6. All right, let's check out the scores.
All right, so we have Ars Unit 2, Armenia at -2, Padre at 1, Grady at 11, Auden and Louis at 15, and Sahanva at 3.
Everybody have the same? Okay. Toss-up 16. The phrase for this initiative was first used at a speech at Ohio University, and this initiative is often viewed as an evolution of the New Frontier. Thomas Sowell argued that this initiative was responsible for the destruction.
War and poverty?
Prompt.
Great society?
That's correct, 6. Toss-up 17. This leader issued the Casti Connubii, which forbade contraception. Eugenio Pacelli. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. That'll be a -2. Eugenio Pacelli represented this leader while negotiating a treaty with Franz von Papen, and this leader wrote a text called Myth Brandender Sorga, which called out the myth of race and blood and violations of the Reichskonkordat. The Roman question was resolved under this leader, who served as the first sovereign of Vatican City after negotiating the Lateran Treaty with Benito Mussolini. For the point named as Pope, who served from 1922 to 1939. That's time. It's Pope Pius XI. Toss-up 18. The centrosymmetry of these structures is classified as either Gerada or Ungara. Frontier examples of these structures include the luo, which is formed from a linear combination of the simpler counterparts of these structures using the LCAL method. The high-energy anti-bonding types of these structures can be labeled as either pi star or sigma star on their namesake diagrams. For the points, name these regions of probability density for a negative particle surrounding.
Electron clouds?
Sorry, that's incorrect, and that'll be a -2. Surrounding
Orbitals?
Prompt.
Electron orbitals?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It will also be a -2. Surrounding bonded atoms.
Molecular orbitals.
Molecular orbitals, yeah. That would be 3 points. Toss-up 19. This composer died in the midst of writing the opera Lucrezia, which was completed posthumously by Elsa Olivieri Sangiacomo. This composer's violin sonata in D minor was premiered in Naples by violinist Arrigo Serato, and this composer arranged works by Giacchino Rossini in La Boutique Fantastique for the Ballet Russe. A trio of, I'm sorry, that's incorrect, that'll be -2. A trio of works by this composer describes the festivals and fountains. That is up. Toss-up 20, after which we'll do another score check. This person is thought to be the primary author of the Judiciary Act of 1789, which established the federal court system and the position of Attorney General. As Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, this person is identified with efforts to end the practice of seriatim, in which each justice wrote an individual opinion of. I'm sorry, that's incorrect, it will be a -2. On every case. With William Van Murray and William Richardson Davy, this man signed the Convention of 1800 to end the quasi-war with France. For the points, identify this framer of the U.S. Constitution from Connecticut.
Ellsworth.
That's 3. Quick score check.
So we have,
We're about to do 21.
so after 20 questions, we have Ars Unit 6, Armenia at -6, Padre at 12, Grady at 9, still in the lead with 15 is Watson, and Sanamba at 1.
Okay. This is toss 21. Due to low exponent values, this algorithm is vulnerable to coppersmith's attack as well as Wiener's attack. This algorithm, which can avoid attacks by using random padding values, involves calculating the product of two large prime numbers, computing the value of
RSA?
5. Toss 22. The second deadliest Ebola outbreak occurred in this region in 2018. Dr. Denis Mukwege was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2018 for working in this region to treat victims of sexual violence. The March 23 movement and My
Katanga.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect, it will be a -2. And My militias are active in this region, which is home to the cities of Bukavu and Goma. And this region centers around the largest body of water capable of limiting eruptions. For the points named, this region that surrounds the eponymous lake and is split between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda.
The Kivu region.
3 points. Toss of 23. Values measured from a form of this effect relate anisotropic and isotropic components of a tensor and appear in a graph as a semicircle. In ionized gases, this effect is associated with a parameter equal to the product of magnetic field and elementary charge divided by electron mass and electron-heavy particle collision frequency. In this effect, electric current flowing through a magnetic field. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It is -2. Through a magnetic field, where is it? Causes charge to build up on one side of a conductor. For the points, identify this electromagnetic effect that creates a voltage difference. That is time. That is the Hall effect. Toss of 24. One proponent of this school of thought wrote a treatise titled Human Action. Friedrich von Wieser from this school was credited with developing the theory of marginal utility. Karl Menger is considered the founder of this school of thought, which was involved in the Methodist strike dispute with the German Historical School of Economics. For the points, identify this individualist school of economic thought, whose followers included Ludwig von Mises and Friedrich Hayek, thinkers from a namesake.
Neoclassical?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. It will be a -2. From a namesake. Answer. I'm sorry, that's incorrect, and will also be a -2. Namesake European country.
Austria.
Austria is close correct.
Protest program.
Okay, for neoclassical?
Yeah. Austria was neoclassical.
Okay, so that'll be 24. Because it's a final, we'll have to make sure that protest is resolved before we move on to the next question.
If he wins the protest, do I lose the point?
Yes. Do we not just call
We would want this slide.
it? Yeah.
I'll just fill in the info just.
Okay.
Is there anything
I'm sorry.
from this?
It was just before a namesake European country. We haven't moved on yet. We haven't started the next column.
He did.
No, he could make the protest at the time that the question is an issue. Okay. And you said something is left on?
Yeah, just people might have a question.
It was given prior to namesake European country, but yes, before that.
That's why it's not like hi.
Okay, yeah.
Well, while we wait, don't go anywhere after, because coming up is the award ceremony.
Hooray.
Yes. And where? No, we couldn't get the rights of that room.
I had a lot of rights into that.
Let's take a look at tonight's prizes. Look at these plaques, freshly made for 2025. And get this, not only do we have a fourth placer, we have a third placer, a second place trophy, and get this,
There are no reason protests coming from.
Yes.
So, it's a question now.
I hope it's almost like
Better.
I'm so bad on my
Scott, Ron talking over me too, I'm back here. I want to check.
Like 2 years of having classes now.
And then you look it up.
Is that,
Where they all-
McKinney,
Yes.
neoclassicism is, the way the question is phrased, neoclassicism is not acceptable. There was,
Okay.
there was an economist mentioned in the question who was an opponent of neoclassicism.
Okay, gotcha. So protest is denied. And, we will continue with topic 25. Is everybody ready?
yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, everything should be fine. Good. Okay.
Welcome back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay, we're going to continue on with what?
25.
25.
Topic 25. This author used photos taken by the Farm Security Administration during the Great Depression for the work 12 Million Black Voices. This author's essay, The Ethics of Living Jim Crow, is included in the collection Uncle Tom's Children.
Right.
6 points. Toss-up 26. This emperor wrote the satirical essay Misopogon, which attacked beards. This emperor's attempts to rebuild the Jewish temple in Jerusalem were thwarted by a pair of earthquakes. This emperor was killed by a spear under mysterious circumstances at the Battle of Samara, and this emperor's apocryphal dying words were, "You have won, Galilean," in reference to an expected resurgence of Christianity. For the points, name this final Roman emperor to promote Hellenism as the state religion. 3 points. Toss 27. This practice is named after the person who began applying it in the 1929 film Showboat, and in the same year vocalized the first Tarzan yell. This practice can enhance the effect of on-ground or air traffic during field recording using objects such as thunder sheets, and this practice often involves replicating common occurrences such as broken glass and footsteps. For the points, Foley's, 4 points. Toss 28. Two central characters in this novel hold off an attack during the siege of the Round House. A character known as the Red Fox befriends the protagonist of this novel at Athens before being killed by a sniper. A real-life event inspired the killing of Colin Roy Campbell in this novel, and another historical character in this novel, Alan Breck Stewart, is a Jacobite soldier from Scotland. For the points, identify this Robert Louis Stevenson novel about the abduction of...
Kidnap?
That is correct for Laura. Toss-up 29. We'll do a score check after 30. This field was combined with graphology by Belgian education theorist Paul Bouts to create the field of psychonomy. Italian criminologist Cesare Lombroso was influenced by this field and put forward the claim that criminals could be identified preemptively through atavistic traits measured with tools such as calipers. For the points, name this pseudoscientific field founded by Franz Joseph Gall, which infers personal characteristics from the bumps and shape of the skull.
Eugenics?
I'm sorry?
Eugenics?
That's incorrect. That'll be a negative 1. That's time. That is phrenology. Toss up 30. This city's northern coastline is situated on Teru Bay, and this city's economy is reliant on the nearby Kovar field. This city forms an urban area with Kovar and Daran, the latter of which contains the headquarters of Aramco. This city is served by the world's largest airport by land area, King Fahd International Airport, and this city, which serves as the capital of Eastern Province, is the largest port on the Persian Gulf outside of the United Arab Emirates. For the points, name this most populated city of Eastern Saudi Arabia. I'll take it.
Sure.
I'm sorry, that's correct. It will be a negative 1. That is time. That is Damnam. All right, we'll do a quick score check.
All right, so we have Arjun at 11, Armenia at -2, Padres only with 24, Grady at 6, Autumn at 15, and Sakamba at 1.
Okay, everybody agree?
So, yeah.
5 toss-ups to go, plenty of implications. Toss-up 31. It's not a type of tree, but one form of this plant species in California was declared the world's largest blossoming plant in 1990 and now spans an acre and weighs 250 tons. This plant species with poisonous seeds has a floribunda variety that twines clockwise, and this non-tea plant species also has a sinensis variety that twines counterclockwise. Glycine is another name given to, for the points, what flowering vine that is native to East Asia and has...
Kudzu?
Sorry, that's incorrect. It will be a negative 2. And has white to light purple hanging blossoms. That is time. That is wisteria. Toss-up 32. This mathematician used a sexagesimal algorithm for division and authored a commentary on Apollonius of Perga's work on conic sections. This mathematician edited Book 3 of Ptolemy's Almagest, and this mathematician improved methods of long division used in astronomy. Following rumors that the relationship between Orestes and Cyril had been sabotaged, this mathematician was killed by a group led by Hypatia. That is correct for 5. Toss 33. During a feud, this philosopher called an economist the Ariel Sharon of higher education. A dispute with Larry Summers caused this philosopher to leave for Princeton after a tenure at Harvard. This philosopher, who collaborated with Henry Louis Gates Jr. on the books The African American Century and The Future of the Race, selected Melina Abdullah as running mate for West. 5 points. 2 more toss-ups to go. Toss-up number 34. While in Florence, this artist often signed paintings with the surname Lomi, much like this artist's father, Orazio. This artist wears green and means...
Artemisia Gentileschi.
6 points. Toss-up 35. One of the sons of this figure became the namesake of the Illyrians. In a work by Euripides, a prophecy given to this figure claimed he and his wife would turn into snakes. Concordia is the Roman counterpart to the wife of this figure, Harmonia, who owned... 5 points. All right, want to do a final score recap?
Sure, okay. First of all, let's go around the clock. All right, so we have in 6th place, Sadhava.
No. All right, congratulations to all of our finalists in the academic meeting. All right, we'll be with you next door. We had a great match there as well. But what Varsity, Evan Schleck from Hunter. Job done. All right, if you'd like some photos, I can make myself available with the banner for the next minutes. Congratulations.